G'day everyone, it's Patrick the CADASIL vlog bloke here, and today I want to talk about stroke in CADASIL. CADASIL is what is known as a non-atherosclerotic disease, meaning that you can have a stroke in CADASIL without having a blood clot and without having any plaque in your arteries. So the two main types of stroke you can have that are caused purely by the disease of CADASIL itself are lacunar strokes, L-A-C-U-N-A-R, and hemorrhagic strokes, which are, of course, bleeds. Now, lacunar strokes happen in the deeper, small arteries of the brain and can be caused just from the thickening and narrowing of those arteries, which are very thin to begin with. The thickening and the narrowing can actually end up causing that artery to be severely impeded in terms of its blood flow, maybe even to the extent where the blood can no longer pass through. Either scenario, either the severely impeded blood flow or the complete blockage, will stop sufficient oxygen getting through and a stroke will happen. Now, because these happen in the deeper, smaller arteries, lacunar strokes tend to be smaller, and you may not even know that you've had one. What they will do is show up on MRI imaging as holes in the brain. Now, the less common form of stroke in CADASIL is hemorrhage, and that can happen from either the blood vessel bursting or, as can happen often in CADASIL, the blood vessel walls weaken so much they become leaky and blood flows through into the brain. And the brain doesn't like having blood mixing with it. Now, of course, there is a third type of stroke that you can have in CADASIL, but it is not because of CADASIL. It is not CADASIL's fault if you have one of these strokes. It's a stroke caused by a blood clot. And if you know that you have plaque in your arteries, if your cholesterol level is high, which might indicate you have plaque, you can certainly get scans done to see whether or not you do have plaque in arteries. You want to do as much as you can to reduce that plaque, because if the plaque breaks off, and whether it be somewhere in your heart or somewhere in another larger artery of your brain, it can proceed through to a smaller artery and block and cause a stroke as well. Lacunar strokes, I forgot to mention, can also be caused if a plaque smear, not a clot, actually works across an opening in a larger artery that goes down to a smaller artery, therefore blocking the blood flow and again causing a stroke. So, to sum up, CADASIL causes directly, or can cause directly, two types of stroke: lacunar stroke and hemorrhagic stroke. The third type, formed by clot, is not because of CADASIL, but if you have plaque in your arteries and you have CADASIL, the risk that you will have a stroke is higher. Okay, thanks everyone for listening. Peace and love to all. See you next time.